The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Backtrack Cinema. My name is Jason, and in this review, we'll be taking a look at Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. So get some popcorn, get a drink, get comfy, and let's talk about The Empire Strikes Back.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Nothing is over! The Empire Strikes Back was released in 1980, directed by Irving Kershner, and starring Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Billy D. Williams. After the rebels are overpowered by the Empire, Luke Skywalker begins his Jedi training with Yoda while his friends are pursued across the galaxy by Darth Vader and bounty hunter Boba Fett. Hey, what's going on everyone? My name is Jason. Welcome back to Backtrack Cinema, where we talk about movies of the past that you know and love. And welcome to my Empire Strikes Back review, guys. You know, this was one of my absolute favorite movies as a kid. Definitely one of my favorite 80s movies, and definitely one of the best sequels of all time. So let me know in the comments before we start the review what you think of Empire Strikes Back. Is this your favorite Star Wars movie? Or is there another Star Wars movie that you value more than this? And we'll have a great discussion about it, continuing some Star Wars talk. I mean, I love this movie as a kid, guys. I love it now. This is probably the one I've watched the most, Empire Strikes Back. And mainly because it has two of my favorite characters in it. Yoda and Darth Vader are my two favorite Star Wars characters, and they get a lot of screen time. We have Darth Vader, you know, chasing the Millennium Falcon, chasing Han and Leia throughout the galaxy through this. Like, it's like a pursuit movie, a chase movie kind of in a way. And the other half, you got Luke doing his training with Yoda. So really good dialogue you think about afterwards, with Yoda being this really wise Jedi trying to teach Luke. And one thing the movie does so well, and I think this is so incredibly difficult to do. It may sound easy, but difficult to do, is it gives all our characters equal amounts of screen time, or at least enough screen time where you get really invested. There's so many scenes with Han and Leia, so many scenes with Luke and Yoda. Darth Vader is prominent through the whole thing. C-3PO, R2-D2, Chewbacca has this moment. Just the way they weave all the characters in through this script and through this movie, I just thought was pretty brilliant. That's hard to do when it's not a 3-hour movie. You know what I mean? I just really like that about this film. I like how different this film is too compared to the first one, because for all intents and purposes, the first one was a kid's film, really, and the first one ended on this high note, this big, huge victory by the Resistance blowing up the Death Star and having this huge victory. Luke Skywalker becomes this hero. They all become heroes kind of thing. This movie starts on this huge battle of Hoth, where the Empire has found the Resistance. They're still under the Empire's thumb, like they're still running, going from secret base to secret base, rendezvous points, you know, surviving. The Resistance is just surviving. So, and it's one of the few movies like where the villains actually kind of win in this. It's one of the best sequels ever because of the dark turns it take and how different it is. We start off with this huge battle. So we start the movie with a battle. We start this battle off with the Snow Walkers and the X-Wings on this snow planet, which is great aesthetic. I love the aesthetic of the snow planet and everything like that. And it's a great battle sequence. You know what I mean? Great stuff there. We end this movie with a confrontation, a lightsaber duel with Luke and Vader. Then we find out Vader is Luke's father. Han Solo is frozen in carbonite. Just a great way to end your second chapter in a trilogy. What's going to happen to the next movie? We're just like, wow, we're ending it like this?
Most impressive.
You know what I mean? It's not a happy ending at all. And I just like that. I just like how different that is. The dark turn it takes. You know what I mean? The tone of it all. A very nice, consistent tone through the whole thing. The struggles with Luke internally and externally, you know, he's gotten stronger as a Jedi, but he's only hit the surface still. And when he meets Yoda, this is some of the best stuff in the movie, you know, when he meets Yoda. Luke goes through his own struggles in this, you know, he wants to be a Jedi. He feels like he can be a great Jedi, but he doesn't truly understand what it all means yet.
You must feel the Force around you. Here, between you, me.
He doesn't understand the discipline in all how it all comes together, really. And when Yoda, you know, he meets Yoda, Yoda's pretending that it's not him. He's testing him, testing his patience to see how easily he snaps. All this stuff, because all that stuff leads to the dark side. His impatience, his anger. You know, he's got anger, he's got frustrations, and all this stuff. And Yoda is really like, I don't think he can be trained. He feels like Luke's unteachable. He's like, I can't teach him. He has no patience. And then he starts going off on this really great deep stuff about, you know, a Jedi takes the most serious commitment, the most serious mind, you know, focus, all this kind of stuff to be a good Jedi. One of the big lessons Luke learns is, you know, to believe what's not there. The Force is all about believing even though you can't see it. Like this energy field, it's in Yoda's trying to teach you, you know, it's in everything. And then Yoda lifts the ship out because Luke gives up. And like Luke goes, I love this moment, man. I love this. This is what Star Wars is all about, man, where he's like, I don't believe it. And Yoda's just like, that is why you fail. You gotta believe it, you know what I mean? He's just truly not there yet. And he abandons his training, goes off to face Darth Vader and all that because he has a premonition. He can see the future and he sees his friends dying and everything. And Yoda tries to tell him, you're not ready. This could end badly for you. You could be seduced by the dark side, all that kind of stuff. And so it's just such a great build up, great character stuff going on in this. We're introduced to a new character with Billy D. Williams as Lando Calrissian, one of Han Solo's old buddies, old friends, which we got actually a movie Solo that kind of explains their relationship. I look at Lando as kind of like what Han Solo could have been like if he never met Leia and Luke. You know, he could have been a guy who maybe backstabbed somebody, you know what I mean? Thinking that this is not his fight. I got my own problems. But you know, there's a lot of redemption too with Lando in the third movie with Return of the Jedi, which we'll get to. I love the sexual tension between Leia and Han throughout this movie. You know, two people who really do dig each other, love each other, but you know, they're very stubborn. I like how throughout this movie they start actually getting closer and closer and closer. And when and at that moment, man, right at in the third act where they freeze Han Solo, and you know that Han Solo, Chewie's going nuts. He's throwing everyone everywhere because they're gonna freeze him, and he's like, "There'll be another time. There'll be another fight. Take care of the princess." And she says, "I love you." And Han Solo, I know, not I love you. I know. Perfect line for this character, absolutely. And Darth Vader in this is probably the best iteration of Darth Vader for me. I mean, Darth Vader is just feared, man. He's just force choking people just by looking at them. You know, not even lifting his hands, doing this or anything. It's just absolutely fantastic. Just seeing Darth Vader and just seeing why he's like one of the best bad guys ever. And they just amped everything up more in this movie with all the characters, you know what I mean? And like I said in Star Wars, I didn't feel like Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher had a handle on their characters yet. This one they do. Could be just a different director coming in, different approach. I don't know if they got better as actors, but they got a much better handle on their characters, and I really do love all the performances. And that end lightsaber duel is just, I love it to death. Love it to death. When Luke shows up in Cloud City, and it's just the aesthetic and the colors of everything. You know what I mean? And Darth Vader's on the top of the steps and just a silhouette, and he's like, "The Force is with you, young Skywalker, but you're not a Jedi yet." And the way it just rolls off his tongue and everything. The phrasing of James Earl Jones, brilliant, man. The power in his voice and everything, and they have this duel, and Vader's just toying with him, you know what I mean? And the whole lightsaber duel is like kind of a 3-act structure in a way. You see Vader just kind of toying with him, feeling him out. Then the second part, you see him using the Force on Luke that, you know, I could destroy you at any time, right? But I'm not going to. And then the big reveal that, you know, I am your father and all that. Amazing. Just amazing stuff here. This really is a benchmark of what to do with a sequel. Great characters getting great screen time, introducing new characters, making it more darker. Just everything a sequel really should be. And just one entertaining, fun ride with this one. It's just such a great movie, this one. I'm going to give Empire Strikes Back a solid A. What about you guys? Let me know in the comments below what you think of Empire Strikes Back, what you think of this review. Been a lot of fun, guys. I really appreciate you watching this review, and I guess I'll see you next time, and we'll do Return of the Jedi next, so look out for that soon. My name is Jason. You're watching Backtrack Cinema. I will see you next time, and I will see you in the movies. Cheers.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Me. Nothing is over!